Hello, my name is Angel Medrano, and today I'm going to talk about the human toxicity of marijuana. According to the 2015 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, marijuana is the most commonly used illicit drug. It has 22.2 million people have used it in the past month. The first American law regarding marijuana was enacted in 1619 in Jamestown, Virginia. This law demanded that every settler to grow marijuana. This drug then became illegal to carry in the 1930s. It was one of the mainly used drugs in the United States, and it still is to this day. Uh, Marijuana can be used in two separate ways, either recreationally or medically. Recreationally is just basically being able to use it whenever you want. You could buy it whenever. While medically, it has to be prescribed by a doctor, and then you have to have a card in order to smoke it publicly. Marijuana is now believed to be the most widely used drug in the United States, according to the NSDUH. In the 2012, marijuana was the most commonly used federal illicit drug with 18.9 million users, and it is still growing to this day, even though most states aren't recreational. Aside from the medical use, marijuana should not be legalized in the United States due to its vast majority of overabuse, which causes health threats both mentally and physically, as well as creates social issues. So, for mental issues, if marijuana was used freely, there will be more mental issues such as IQ loss. The definition of IQ is basically a score based on test, based on the mental performance, based on a certain age group. Dr. Gupta, an American neurosurgeon, said that I'm very concerned about the young people using pot recreationally. Studies suggest that teenagers' usage of marijuana can lead to lower IQs. Having a lower IQ prevents minors from doing well in subjects such as math, reading, writing, and in addition, affects the brain growth in general. Marijuana is not good for long-term effects on the young generation as they grow older. Another reason why marijuana affects the mental state is that it affects the memory and learning problem. According to Patrick Cordron, a certified addictions counselor, adolescents who use marijuana perform worse on tests of problem solving, with problems also in areas of attention, memory, and learning. So again, marijuana can cause memory and learning problems, which makes it difficult for them to think for themselves. If marijuana were to be recreational, it would give more of a, it would be more acceptable, so more teenagers would be able to use them. But this can affect their overall life in general as they continue on with their education. Some physical issues that come along with marijuana is it gives a higher risk of a heart attack. According to NIH, limited evidence suggests that a person's risk of a heart attack during the first hour after smoking marijuana is nearly 5 times his or her usual risk. Increased heart attack chances vary at different ages, but it's mainly towards the younger generation. They have a bigger impact. This drug is a very addictive and causes harm if not monitorized. So that's why I believe that it should be allowed only medically and not recreationally. If legalized, it would be a lot more, and it could lead to a lot more death rates increasing in the future. Another problem is that it can change the physical appearance of one's being. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, it says that within a few minutes after inhaling marijuana smoke, a person's heart rate speeds up, the breathing passages relax and become enlarged, and the blood vessels in the eyes expand, making the eyes look bloodshot. Having the heart rate speed up creates a higher chance for a heart attack, as stated before, especially in the younger generation, even though they are fit and healthy. It could cause changes into the physical appearance. Bloodshot eyes, for example, can lead to having a bad impression on yourself, and it can also lead to late-term effects on your eyesight. Some social issues that come along with marijuana could be the school, the family life, and generally on the road. As marijuana use is increasing in the United States, so do all of these problems. Patrick Cordron said marijuana also causes memory and learning problems. Marijuana can also cause delinquent behavior, aggression, rebellion, and poor relationships with family, especially parents. Memory and learning problems can cause a huge downfall to a teenager's life due to the consumption of marijuana. Long-term effects could be on their school life. For example, as stated before, the IQ could drop in the students, leading for them to have a so like their brain won't grow as properly. So it could have some long-term effects on their education. Legalizing recreational marijuana would cause serious disasters such as memory loss and poor family relationships. The reason it could cause a problem within the family is because having trust issues between the parents and the kids, of them not wanting the kids to do drugs, but the kids decide that it helps them with anxiety or depression or something like that. So it can cause like some conflict in the trust issues between the family. Marijuana has caused many accidents in the road as well. As stated by Patrick Cordron, marijuana slows reaction time, information processing, signal detection, and motor coordination. Accidental injury or fatality while driving has become a major health concern around how marijuana affects mental processing. Not only does this put the driver in danger, but also all of the drivers on the road in danger as well. Marijuana, as stated, can slow the reaction time, which is one of the most important factors in driving. So this is why I believe that recreational marijuana should not be legalized in the United States. So some positives of legalizing marijuana recreationally is that it can help the country in general based on the economy, help release stress, and fill personal needs. So allowing recreational marijuana would increase the United States economy. As Canadian economists said, $6.90 for each unit, 0.5 grams of marijuana sold on the street could result in $2 billion in revenue for the government in forms of taxes on marijuana cigarettes if the drug were legalized. It is true that legalizing the drug would increase the economy drastically, but this would put many lives in danger of having more heart attack rates increase and also damage one's body. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, scientists have found that marijuana offers therapeutic effects that can relieve nausea, ease pain, stimulate appetite. Although that marijuana can have these positive effects, there are also many negative effects such as IQ loss, health threats, and memory loss. There is no need in legalizing marijuana recreationally. Medical marijuana is for those who actually need this drug for their health. Although there are some good sides to legalizing marijuana, the negative outcomes of marijuana has led me to believe that recreational marijuana should not be allowed in the United States. If the audience has any questions, now is the chance to ask.
I know there are a lot of people that suffer from depression or anxiety and use marijuana as an escape from those problems. Wouldn't getting rid of marijuana affect the lives of these people?
So these people, they lean towards drugs when dealing with anxiety or depression. I don't think this is something healthy or something, healthy for them to do in the long term. I know this is like one of the many ways that people go about it, but I believe they should just go to a doctor and see what they can get like a medical use if it's allowed, but or also they could go to a therapist to see to help with their anxiety or depression. Is there any other questions?
A lot of people believe that marijuana as a whole should not be allowed in the United States. Why do you believe that medical marijuana should be allowed?
So, medical marijuana is very controversial. Many people believe that people get the marijuana just to over abuse it, sell it. But I believe that medical marijuana, even though it has those problems, it doesn't contradict the fact that many people actually do need this medical marijuana. For example, for their pain, if the doctor prescribes it for their pain, for some release of stress, all that stuff. Medical marijuana is good for them. So that's why I believe that medical marijuana should still be allowed in the United States, but they have to get it approved through a doctor. Would that be all the questions? Thank you. So today I have talked to you about how marijuana is widely used drug around the United States and can be an addictive drug to many people. Through the abuse of marijuana, mental, physical, and even social issues can occur. Marijuana is on the verge of being legalized recreationally for every state in the United States, which would greatly increase the amount of users, creating a domino effect by damaging your mental and physical state. Although marijuana may come with some benefits, the amount of damage it causes outweighs the benefits of legalizing recreational marijuana. Legalizing marijuana in the United States will bring negative impacts such as mental, physical, and social issues, but there will also be no need to legalize it. Medical marijuana is used through the permission of a doctor, and this drug is only used for the people who actually need this medication. Due to these problems, recreational marijuana should not be legalized in the United States. Thank you.